Hi, welcome. Yeah, this guy just decided to visit. So, this is part 4 of 5 in our embracing transformation journey. So, this one's called the Awakening Path, and it's illuminating the spiritual gifts that emerge through transformation. So, it's bringing clarity to the growth that's happening beneath the discomfort of change. That's the description. And so what we'll be doing is, like we have in the prior 3, is pulling 4 cards to start with an overall energy that takes us through these 4 placements. Each, as you know, each reading in this 5-part series, it's starting with 1 card, then we do 2 cards, then 3, and now we're doing 4, and then we'll go into the deeper reading. I don't know how we're going to do this with somebody who doesn't know the meaning of boundaries. Do you? No, you don't. Okay, so let's get started. This first card is, what challenge am I currently facing? Oh, 7 of Swords. The next card is, what hidden lesson or wisdom is emerging from this challenge? What's going on with this hair? Ooh. And then next, what aspect of my higher self is awakening through this process? What next step will anchor this transformation? Okay, you've got to move into the co-pilot seat. Yes. And then I've got to tame the mane. Okay. So thank you for that message here. So what we're going to do is, let's see, what do we want to do? Okay. Let's make the most of our space. I feel like I kind of want to do something like this. La 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 la. Might fill in the gaps here later. And I have a feeling we'll probably go into an extended. So, Capper, if you see a link below, that's what we did. All right, so let's get going. So what challenge am I currently facing? This is the 7 of Swords, which is a card of this very deceptive energy. And so we're going to clarify that. That could mean a number of things, but there's usually some self-deception there. Some people think it's like theft or you're being victimized or whatever, but with change, as we've seen so far, this is a journey inward. This is a solo journey. It's like you see a lot of change and chaos in the outside world. It's like, well, how do I cope? And so this is some challenge of self-deception we're currently facing. We're going to clarify that. That could mean any number of things. The Ace of Wands, what hidden lesson or wisdom is emerging from this challenge? This is your inner wisdom, your just inner knowing. There's an inner knowing of something. So there's like, and that usually derives some sense of strength through knowing. There's just an alignment happening. It's beautiful. What aspect of my higher self is awakening through this process? By the way, this is tapping into your higher self wisdom. So it's funny that this card came next. What aspect of my higher self is awakening through this process? Temperance. Which to me, even more so than moderation, balance, all of that good stuff, which is all good, there's this divine, trusting in the divine timing and the divine creation of things. So you know how the universe has a way of like making things better than you could have done on your own or even imagined or dreamt up? That's what this is about. This is what's awakening. You're awakening to that knowledge to say, like, the universe has a way of working its magic, and it's basically trusting in that. There's a trust that's developing through this tapping into that higher self wisdom and then trusting in the universe's way to just smooth things out during this, whenever you feel the turbulence of change. And that's the part of it that we're stepping into, that transformative piece where there's just going to be this inner peace emerging. I feel it. And then we have what next step will anchor this transformation. There is King of Cups energy here, which is really good balance. There's a deep strength that emerges here. One moment, please. I'm going to push pause. This cat. I'm sure he'll be back. Like, you can pretty much guarantee it. So with that, let's go ahead and clarify each of these placements, and then we're going to start trying to bridge the gap and how do we move from one placement to the next. I gotta get rid of what's happening with this camera. I can't handle it. Okay, I need a clip. I took out my hair. It's the end of the work day, so my hair is no longer working for me. Seven of Swords, please help us clarify this self-deceit energy, like what we're keeping hidden, not only from other people, but ourselves. Like, what are we dealing with here? Thank you. Page of Cups, interesting. Queen of Cups. Oh, okay, there it is. There is, you know what's funny about this is this is telling me you put on the airs of, like, the appearance of go with the flow to the people in your life, to the people around you. I just said this in the last reading, I think. The people who say, oh, I just go with the flow, are usually the people that have trouble going with the flow, yet they deeply desire to be able to go with the flow. That is exactly what this is saying. There's appearances, water energy, Queen of Cups, ultimate go with the flow, and yet the Tower is saying, we're going to tear down the appearances and build up that inner strength eventually through this process of then you will truly be able to go with the flow. But for now, that's deceit, that's self-deceiving energy and deceiving others with just saying, yeah, I go with the flow. So be honest, do you say that? It might sound harsh, but do you feel that in your life? Like, is there any part of you that that's like what you put out there, or that's how you want people to perceive you, yet you know ultimately there's still yet a blocker to really like being in that flow state with whatever comes at you, you know? And that's where we're going. That's what you ultimately desire, and that's the face you're putting on, but it's not quite happening yet, right? That's what this is saying anyway. So take it if it resonates, don't if it doesn't. So Ace of Wands, what hidden lesson or wisdom is emerging from this challenge? I love this. We got this in the last reading. One of my last readings. This is, it's like building. It's like finally building your real foundation, which is funny. It's coming right after the Tower. So that's taking everything down to like just tear it all down. Something's coming down, which is in this case the appearances of going with the flow. And this is starting to build that inner strength. Look at this, the keystone, the archway. This is all, these pentacles of the material world are in stone. That's so solid. So there's a new solid start coming. And look how you are the skilled craftsperson showing these people. So it's like, instead of just appearances, what you tell people or the perception you like them to have about you, about going with the flow, this is actually the truth of it. After you move into this state, this is what's emerging from this challenge. A real strength. Oh my God, another 3. 3s are harmony. So it's bringing about all of this is like very harmonizing energy after the destruction of the tower. And the 3 is saying, like, what hidden lesson or wisdom is emerging? This is your ability to, after the tower, we have a blank slate, like leveled field, literally, to look out upon and say, like, okay, now what? Oh, and then we have the 2 of Swords. We've been getting that a lot. And I shuffle a lot, so I know it's not that. This is saying you're finally going to be able to block out the outside world and tap into your intuition. Boom. So I'm going to leave these here. That is what's ultimately leading you to this place of, like, this is your inner sight. This is tapping into that inner knowing, inner wisdom. And that's exactly what's emerging, is that you're learning how to tap into that intuition, to get into your go with the flow state. Man, I want to go deeper. Okay, so next, what aspect of my higher self is awakening through this process? And we have Temperance. Let's clarify Temperance. Ooh, we have 8 of Cups. I'm moving on. I'm not settling anymore. 6 of Pentacles. There's this kind of balance and reciprocity there, which is funny coming in under Temperance, which is balance. So oh wow, okay, let me see, and King of Wands. Okay, so with the Temperance, this is what aspect of my higher self is awakening through this process. You're now in a deep knowing state of, you're not settling anymore for false appearances. You desperately want to tap into your intuition and build that inner strength to weather the storm, to go with the flow, to truly flow with change versus resist, have that resistance energy. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles. This is, what's interesting about this is there's a balance here with knowing how you want to act or react. So the King of Wands, he does have that fiery strength, but he's not all just burn it all up kind of energy. Like, he's not the fastest. He's not the kind that reacts. This guy knows, look how he's just seated. He's like ready. He's ready. And he knows the divine right timing to act or react. So, or not so react, but just respond. So we're currently, there's that mask of go with the flow. This guy really does know, like, what needs he knows the right timing of what needs his attention, and what attention to give. Like, he knows that certain things that used to just fire him up are now like, no, I have no, what do you call it? No stake in that game. I have no player in that game. I have no dog in that fight. Whatever the saying is, he knows what's worth standing up for and what isn't. Right? And so that's this balance. These scales are balanced. He knows what to pour his energy into. And he's not settling for that reactionary state anymore, false appearances. He's not settling anymore. And that's what that Temperance is, and that's what is awakening through this process. All the chills. So then what next step will anchor this transformation? King of Cups, please. We have the 10 of Cups. I have a hole here in my desk. So let's see. What next step will anchor this transformation? And then we have another 10, the 10 of Wands. And then we have the Queen of Wands. This is another, the Queen of Wands is very similar in a way. It's so funny with the Queen and King of Wands and the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. That is hilarious. We have the king and queen of water and the king and queen of fire, and that is balance. There's this deep balanced energy coming through here. Wow, where we may have felt out of balance before, like temperate, everything is, wow, chills. So what's interesting about this is with balance, you know, with that deep anchored, centered feeling that you feel just equanimous, like you can take everything kind of has the same weight or emotional charge or lack of emotional charge, more importantly, or it's just like you're not a robot, but nothing is like triggering you like it was before. And that's huge. That's like ultimate emotional healing. And that's exactly what this is. Like, what will anchor your transformation is this balance between all the water, all the fire, and there's this almost completion state, like just you have persevered to the finish line, to the ultimate fulfillment and happiness. It's like that inner peace of not being reactionary. And you've done the hard work. You've pushed through all of that. And the Queen of Wands is, I don't know, this is just all saying like balance. But what will anchor it in, there is this, there's this kind of perseverance energy, but not to the point of exhaustion, but to the point of like, when we had this like walk, that we're not settling anymore. You're getting a picture through this Ten of Cups energy here under the King of Cups that what will make me happy? What will make me feel fulfilled? It's really getting clear on what your goals are, and not just goals, but like really tapping into that intuition to say, why am I here? What's my purpose? What's going to make me happy? And you have it in you to push through to achieve that. And the Queen of Wands she's got like magic. So it's not just pushing through. It's also like, again, working with that universe energy. She is, first of all, she's optimistic, and she's got this divine strength. The lions on either side of her, and on the backdrop behind her, she's got her cat in front of her, so she's like the witch of tarot. So she has this magical quality to her, like she can just manifest things in her life. So you're going to manifest this happiness, and the thing that will anchor in this transformation is really getting clear on what you feel like will be your ultimate happiness. What is it that you want to bring into your life? What do you feel like that's been missing? So I feel like let's pull an oracle card, and then we'll go into the extended to get really clear on some of these things. So with this awakening path reading, I feel like because it's a path, I kind of want the enchanted map, because this Queen of Wands is giving off those enchantress vibes. So let's see, what message will help just kind of put a bow on this reading. Anchor it in. Thank you. Education. What's that all about? 35. Education. We'll put that right there. Okay. What do we have to learn from this? Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. Love it. Talk about go with the flow. Be teachable. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction to take, your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. This is talking about getting clear on what you're seeking. Oh, important information is coming. Now is the time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course of study so that you can more clearly understand what the next right action must be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school and you must learn by experience. Now is a time to be teachable, open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all. I don't know yet. If it's in the reverse, so, a little shadow stuff here to watch out for. Stubbornness and the desire to know it all and be right no matter what will not get you what you want. Or could it be that you're afraid to be seen as someone who knows less than you're supposed to? Could you be flying through life by the seat of your pants, hoping no one will notice you're skimming the surface of things? Life is filled with lessons, some bitter, some sweet. A student lust for certainty will never bring you the wisdom you seek. Pretending to know more than you do won't make you wise. Be assured that not knowing is a magical place to be. All manner of mysteries are revealed. Be open. It's okay not to know. I love that. It's that that certainty of knowing is that when change in our life happens, that creates resistance, doesn't it? It's just like we're so certain. We have these preconceived ideas, and then when turbulence comes and a tower comes, it's like, ugh. But if we can be all water and go with the flow, again, that's coming through again, then that resistance isn't there. So be teachable. And that means that's getting into the flow state. That's really getting clarity on what your inquiry is, what you're seeking, that will ultimately lead you to a flow state. That was confirmation. Okay, let's go to the extended. I'm excited. We're going right there. So click a link wherever the link is, and you'll find the extended. Now I'm on Substack, so hope to see you there.